Hey guys and girls, happy Saturday from AccuTrade FX. Now in this quick video we're just going to cover one of the confirmations that you can use just as a little bit of added security when you're taking extension trades, or any trades for that matter really. It's not really just restricted to extension trading, but I'm just using extension trading in this example. As it's quite easy to follow. If you don't know what extension trading is, there's another video on our channel here that explains exactly what that means. So if you're not familiar with this term, go and check that out first and then come straight back here. The video is about 3 minutes long. Alright, so this confirmation that we're going to be discussing is a confirmation called Imbalance, or IPA, Improper Price Action. Now, when you're trading extensions, obviously you're wanting it to bounce back off of that. Now, obviously, as per any trading system out there, it's not 100% accurate, but it is accurate most of the time. Excuse my bad English there. It is accurate most of the time. Now, if you want to further reduce the risk and make it even more effective, you can add extra confirmations, and one of these is Imbalance. Now, I'm on the Great British Pound versus the US dollar 4-hour chart at the moment, and I've got a perfect example here just to show you so you can understand what I'm talking about. Now, here we go, we'll just bring this up here nice and zoomed in. Now, in addition to Imbalance, you can also use other things such as trend. Now, it's worth noting here that within this image, you can see there's a bit of a downtrend movement here. So obviously you can see there's been a lower low, a lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high. So we can safely say it's in a downward trend at the moment. Now, if we just start moving this chart on, you'll see that we start to have a downward movement as per the trend. And you'll see here, we've hit extension 1. Now, at this point, extension traders will typically place limit orders. So buy limits here and here, with targets here and here, or here, as I explained in the previous video about extension trading. Now, what we can do here to reduce the risk of an incorrect trade is we can look for something called Imbalance. Now, Imbalance, for those of you who don't know what Imbalance is, let me pull up my rectangle here, and I'll just highlight this little zone here. Now, that's not the only imbalance actually in this downward move. We've got imbalance here and a tiny bit of imbalance here. Okay, so 3 lots of imbalance in that move alone. Now, what is imbalance? Well, imbalance, or improper price action, or IPA for short, is basically where there has been an imbalance in buyers versus sellers, or sellers versus buyers. Now, if you're not familiar with how the markets are manipulated or moved, it's generally moved by larger institutions, banks, hedge funds, etc. Now, these banks and all of that, they typically use algorithms to do their trading for them, and the algorithms like to see balance. So when you have an imbalance, or you have more sellers than buyers, or more buyers than sellers, and it doesn't balance out, that creates something called imbalance. Now, the reason that these highlighted areas are imbalanced is because you can see that there hasn't been a fill-in with these wicks. So for example, if we just try to explain it as good as I can for you. Essentially, there's no imbalance here because wicks have covered either side. So there was a big push here on the sell, followed by a nice upward wick to mitigate that or balance it out. Same here. There is no gap here. See how this wick here perfectly, more or less to the pip, lines up with this wick here. If you can't see that, I'll just mark them for you here. So you've got wick here and wick here, and see how they perfectly line up. This one did some of the work, then we had a big sell push here, and then this wick did the rest of the work to mitigate that and balance it out. So it's essentially the the most simple way to put it is that you're looking for a gap between the wicks. So we've got a gap here, we've got a gap here because these two wicks haven't quite met in the middle, and we've got a nice big gap here. Now, imbalance at some point has to be filled by these algorithms, because these algorithms, they hate imbalance. They have to balance everything out, and that's why imbalance is always a reliable target. Now, when we're down here and we're seeing, okay, we're at extension 1 now, it's pretty safe to say that extension 1 is going to react as it should, or price is going to react to extension 1 as it should, because there's now 3 lots of imbalance up here, this one significantly, that will have to be filled at some point or another. So if we place our limit order here and we have our take profit here, well, not limit order anymore because it's already here, but if we were here at the time and we placed our limit order is now filled. Now what you'll notice, click out of that, we'll take our brush off so that actually... eliminate. All right. Now, what you'll notice is that that imbalance is filled promptly. Now, this imbalance has now been mitigated. There is now no imbalance according to the algorithm. Although now, you'll notice it has now created imbalance here. So, movement of price is always creating imbalance. It's always happening. But you know that wherever imbalance is created, most likely it's going to come back for that imbalance at some point. Usually sooner rather than later, because it has to fill it. The banker's algorithms can't handle imbalance, basically. So that's how you can use imbalance along with trend as well to assist you in your extension trades and even other trades within the algorithm, not just extension trade. You can use this for resistance trading, support trading, intermediates, trading from the pivot. You can use it for the whole lot. It's just a very handy thing to know. Okay, well, I hope you got something out of that video. Luckily, that one was fairly quick, so that's good. And in the next video, we'll cover some more confirmations you can use to further assist you in your trading with AccuTrade. All right, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.